Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about something we don't often acknowledge openly: the experience of a woman with no friends. Now, this isn't about someone who isn't lovable or likable, but rather a woman who, despite all her virtues, finds herself without the close circle of friends that society often assumes she should have. Loneliness is often misunderstood as simply being alone, but it's far more complex than that. It's a sense of disconnect, a void that can persist even when surrounded by people. It's not necessarily about the absence of company, but rather the absence of meaningful connection, of feeling truly seen and understood. For many women, loneliness carries a distinct weight, rooted not only in a lack of companionship, but also in the subtle, often unspoken expectations society places on their relationships. Women are frequently expected to have deep, supportive friendships. They're supposed to be social nurturers, connecting easily and maintaining strong bonds. When that's not the reality, loneliness can feel compounded by an invisible pressure to conform to an ideal that feels out of reach. Feeling disconnected can impact women's self-perception, making them question their own worth and attractiveness. Loneliness has a way of echoing back our insecurities, often leading to self-doubt and feelings of inadequacy. For a woman who finds herself without close friends, the experience can raise questions like, what am I lacking, or why can't I create the kinds of connections others seem to have? These questions, often left unanswered, deepen the sense of isolation. It's a heavy, invisible burden that can make even the most resilient among us feel vulnerable and unsure. This type of loneliness isn't just about the absence of others, it's about not feeling known. People may drift in and out of our lives, but to feel deeply connected requires a level of trust and understanding that isn't easy to find. A woman experiencing loneliness often longs for a space where she can be her true self without fear of judgment or rejection. She yearns for someone who understands her quirks, her fears, her dreams. This kind of connection is rare, and its absence can create a persistent ache, a reminder that while we may be visible, we are not truly seen. Loneliness also carries a stigma. Admitting to it can feel like admitting a failure, as if not having friends reflects a deficiency in character or personality. This stigma can make it difficult to reach out, to seek support, or to be honest about the struggle. The fear of being labeled as needy or too much can keep women silent, holding on to their loneliness without sharing it. This silence, this internalization of pain, only magnifies the experience. It's as if loneliness becomes a self-perpetuating cycle, growing stronger the longer it remains hidden. Society tends to overlook or downplay the emotional and psychological toll of loneliness. Yet research has shown that prolonged loneliness can lead to mental and physical health challenges. It's not merely an emotional experience, it can impact sleep, stress levels, and overall well-being. The body feels loneliness just as deeply as the mind, and over time, this feeling can wear down a person's resilience, making them feel more isolated. In essence, loneliness for women is a complex, multidimensional experience that touches the mind, the body, and the spirit. It's a state of disconnection, a struggle to find and be found, to see and be seen. Far from being simply about the absence of company, it's about the absence of connection, belonging, and the feeling of being fully, authentically known. Self-awareness is often regarded as one of the most powerful tools we can develop for navigating life, and its impact goes far beyond simple self-reflection. It's the foundation for understanding ourselves, our strengths, our weaknesses, our passions, and our triggers. When a person cultivates self-awareness, they become more attuned to their own values, emotions, and beliefs. This awareness gives them the ability to step back and observe their reactions, thoughts, and feelings, rather than merely reacting to life's challenges. It's the difference between moving through life on autopilot and living with intentionality and clarity. A person who is self-aware doesn't just recognize their strengths, they also understand their limitations. This understanding allows them to make decisions grounded in reality rather than in idealized versions of themselves. They acknowledge their mistakes and weaknesses without shame, seeing them instead as opportunities for growth. By embracing all aspects of themselves, they cultivate a resilience that isn't based on perfection, but on self-acceptance. Self-awareness, then, is a gateway to self-compassion, as it allows individuals to see themselves honestly while recognizing that everyone has areas they can improve. Moreover, self-awareness helps people identify and manage their emotions more effectively. When someone understands their emotional landscape, they can pinpoint what triggers them and why, allowing them to respond rather than react. This emotional intelligence is invaluable in all aspects of life, from personal relationships to professional interactions. A self-aware person can detect when they're feeling anxious, stressed, or angry, which enables them to choose how to respond rather than being at the mercy of their emotions. This skill leads to better decision-making as it reduces impulsive reactions and encourages thoughtful, intentional choices. Beyond managing emotions, self-awareness deepens a person's understanding of their own motivations. Why do we do what we do? What truly matters to us? When people are aware of what drives them, they can align their actions and choices with their core values. This alignment creates a sense of purpose and fulfillment as people feel that they are living authentically. Instead of being influenced solely by external expectations or fleeting desires, they act based on a strong sense of self. This alignment between values and actions leads to greater satisfaction and clarity, as decisions are made not out of fear or pressure, but from a place of genuine intention. In social interactions, self-awareness enhances empathy and strengthens relationships. When people are aware of their own thoughts and emotions, they're better equipped to understand the experiences of others. This empathetic understanding fosters deeper connections as individuals can communicate more effectively, actively listen, and respond in ways that honor the perspectives of those around them. Self-aware individuals recognize their biases, assumptions, and judgments, allowing them to approach conversations with openness and curiosity rather than defensiveness. This creates a sense of trust and safety within relationships as people feel understood and respected. Additionally, self-awareness is crucial for growth. By regularly checking in with oneself, a person can identify patterns, habits, and beliefs that may be holding them back. This insight empowers them to make changes where necessary, whether it's adopting healthier habits, pursuing new interests, or letting go of limiting beliefs. Rather than fearing change, a self-aware person sees it as an opportunity to become more aligned with who they truly are and who they wish to become. They understand that growth is a continuous journey and that each experience, positive or negative, has the potential to teach them something valuable. Ultimately, self-awareness serves as a compass, guiding individuals through life with integrity and intentionality. It's the practice of paying attention, of being honest with oneself, and of recognizing that we are all works in progress. This practice does not guarantee a life free of struggle, but it provides the tools to navigate those struggles with resilience, empathy, and purpose. Through self-awareness, individuals gain the power to shape their own lives, building a foundation that supports not only their personal growth, but also the growth of their relationships, communities, and the world around them. Cultural expectations around friendship can create a heavy, often unspoken burden, particularly for women who are frequently expected to cultivate and maintain deep, supportive social networks. Society paints an idealized picture of friendship as a constant source of joy, comfort, and validation. This is especially true for women, who are often depicted as naturally gifted in forming close, intimate bonds. From a young age, girls are encouraged to be social, cooperative, and nurturing, as if these traits are part of their essential nature. As they grow up, many women internalize these expectations, feeling pressure to uphold a model of friendship that is not only unrealistic but also unachievable for many. When their friendships don't match up to this ideal, it's easy to feel as if they're falling short, both as friends and as individuals. The burden of friendship expectations often becomes even heavier due to popular culture, social media, and societal narratives that romanticize friendship. Movies, TV shows, and books tend to depict women's friendships as lifelong, unwavering bonds and almost magical force that provides unconditional support and companionship at all times. These portrayals set up a standard that's impossible to meet in reality, where friendships are often subject to the same complexities, misunderstandings, and failures that affect all relationships. For women who feel isolated or without strong friendships, the gap between cultural portrayals and their own experience can lead to feelings of shame and inadequacy. They may wonder if something is wrong with them, or if they're somehow unworthy of the type of friendship that society seems to value so highly. In reality, friendships require work, compromise, and an investment of time and energy that not everyone can easily give. Life's demands, careers, family, personal challenges, and responsibilities often get in the way of the idealized best friend narrative. For women, the pressure to maintain friendships that meet societal standards can feel exhausting. They might feel obligated to stay connected, to constantly check in, and to make their friendships a priority even when other aspects of life demand their attention. This pressure can turn friendship from a source of joy into an obligation, making women feel that they're failing if they cannot live up to the expectations placed upon them. Another layer of this burden is the cultural expectation that women should be emotional caregivers. Women are often expected to be empathetic, supportive, and willing to listen at any time, often without considering their own needs. They may feel obligated to be the therapist friend, constantly available for others' emotional support, even when they need it themselves. This dynamic can create a power imbalance in friendships, where women feel they must prioritize others' needs over their own. Over time, this unbalanced expectation can lead to resentment, emotional burnout, and even a reluctance to invest in friendships that feel more like a duty than a mutually fulfilling connection. Social media further exacerbates these challenges by broadcasting carefully curated images of friendship that rarely reflect real life. When people see others posting about group outings, best friend getaways, or endless inside jokes, they can feel as if everyone else is effortlessly maintaining deep, constant friendships. The reality, however, is often far different, as these snapshots capture only the highlights of people's lives. Yet, social media creates an illusion of what friendship should look like, making anyone who doesn't meet this standard feel isolated or inadequate. Cultural expectations around friendship can also make it challenging for women to navigate life transitions, such as moving to a new city, starting a family, or changing careers. During these times, friendships naturally shift, and it can be difficult to maintain the same level of connection. Yet, cultural narratives rarely make room for the idea that friendships can ebb and flow. Instead, women may feel pressured to keep relationships at the same intensity, even when it's no longer possible or healthy to do so. This adds to the burden, as women may feel as though they're failing their friends or themselves when life circumstances make it difficult to meet these unrealistic expectations. Ultimately, these cultural expectations can create a disconnect between what women truly want from their friendships and what they feel they should want. Many women long for authentic, balanced connections where they can be themselves, free from the weight of constant obligation. They may desire friendships that allow them space to grow, change, and even step back when necessary without guilt. Yet the pressure to live up to societal ideals often overshadows these desires, leaving women feeling burdened rather than uplifted by their social connections. This cultural expectation that friendships should be effortless and lifelong can, ironically, prevent women from forming the kinds of friendships that actually feel fulfilling and sustainable. Solitude, often mistaken for loneliness, holds an inherent value that can be deeply transformative when embraced with intention. In a world that often glorifies constant social interaction and connectivity, the idea of spending time alone can feel intimidating or even undesirable. Yet solitude offers a unique space for self-discovery and personal growth, allowing individuals to step away from external influences and connect with their own thoughts, desires, and identities. It's a gift that allows one to slow down, reflect, and gain a clearer understanding of who they are apart from the roles they play in others' lives. In solitude, a person is given the freedom to reflect without distraction. Life is often filled with noise, expectations from others, societal pressures, and even well-meaning advice can cloud one's own instincts and preferences. Solitude provides the rare opportunity to listen to one's inner voice, free from these external demands. During time alone, individuals can confront their thoughts and emotions directly, without the filter of others' perceptions. This self-reflection can be uncomfortable at first, as it often reveals truths and insecurities that are easier to ignore in the presence of others. However, by allowing these truths to surface, individuals gain a deeper understanding of themselves and their inner landscapes. Furthermore, solitude nurtures creativity and imagination in ways that constant interaction cannot. Many artists, writers, and thinkers throughout history have recognized the importance of solitude in cultivating their craft. When alone, a person's mind has the space to wander, to dream, and to explore new ideas without interruption. It's in these moments of quiet contemplation that inspiration often strikes, as the mind is free to connect thoughts and ideas in unique ways. In solitude, one can explore creative pursuits, engage in hobbies, or pursue intellectual curiosities that may not fit neatly into the context of social interactions. This freedom to experiment and play within one's own mind is an essential component of personal fulfillment and growth. Solitude also strengthens self-reliance and resilience. In spending time alone, individuals learn to enjoy their own company, to entertain themselves, and to find contentment within. This independence fosters a sense of security that does not rely on the presence or validation of others. When people learn to appreciate their own companionship, they become less likely to compromise their values or self-worth for the sake of fitting in or gaining approval. They become more grounded, more at ease with themselves, and more capable of handling life's challenges on their own terms. This internal strength cultivated through solitude can empower individuals to approach relationships from a place of confidence and authenticity rather than need or dependence. The experience of solitude can also bring a heightened appreciation for connection. By taking time alone, people gain a better understanding of their own needs and boundaries, which enhances their relationships when they do engage with others. Solitude allows individuals to differentiate between genuine connections and those that may drain or distract from their own sense of well-being. After spending time alone, people are often more intentional in their social interactions, choosing relationships that are mutually supportive and meaningful. In this way, solitude helps individuals bring their best selves to their relationships, contributing to connections that are richer and more fulfilling. Finally, solitude offers a sanctuary for personal healing. In a quiet space, free from external pressures, individuals can confront past experiences, process emotions, and begin to heal. When constantly surrounded by others, it's easy to distract oneself from pain or loss. But in solitude, there is an opportunity to sit with these emotions, to understand them, and to work through them in a healthy way. This process of introspection and acceptance is essential for emotional growth and resilience. It allows people to release lingering burdens and make peace with their experiences, preparing them to move forward with clarity and strength. In embracing solitude, individuals uncover aspects of themselves that are often buried beneath the surface of daily interactions. Far from being a state of lack, solitude is a state of fullness, invitation to explore one's inner world and cultivate a sense of wholeness that does not rely on external validation. By choosing solitude, people are not choosing isolation, they are choosing to honor their own presence, recognizing that sometimes the most profound connections are those we make within ourselves. Finding purpose beyond connection is about discovering the profound fulfillment that can come from within, rather than relying solely on relationships or external validation. Many people are taught to view their sense of meaning as something that comes primarily from social bonds and shared experiences. While connection with others is a powerful and meaningful part of life, grounding purpose exclusively in relationships can sometimes lead to dependence or even disillusionment when those connections change or disappear. For those who explore their individual sense of purpose, life becomes enriched with a broader sense of meaning that is self-sustaining and uniquely personal. Purpose beyond connection begins with an inward journey. It's about looking within to uncover what truly matters and aligns with one's values, dreams, and aspirations. By dedicating time to reflect on their interests, strengths, and desires, individuals can unearth a sense of purpose that is unaffected by the presence or opinions of others. This internal compass points toward a life path that feels right, even if it does not conform to societal expectations or pressures. This journey of self-discovery allows people to recognize what fulfills them on a personal level, fostering a unique sense of meaning that is unshakable, regardless of external circumstances. This kind of purpose often manifests through creative pursuits, learning, and exploration. For example, dedicating oneself to a craft, a passion, or a field of study can yield a deep sense of accomplishment and joy. When people find meaning in their personal pursuits, they are investing in something that grows with them, evolving as they do. Whether it's painting, writing, building, gardening, or any other activity, these creative expressions become channels for self-fulfillment and growth. They offer a way to contribute to the world in one's sense of purpose without depending on constant feedback or approval from others. This approach not only nurtures the individual, but also often leads to contributions that inspire and impact others, creating a ripple effect of meaning and purpose. Engaging in acts of service or pursuing a mission that aligns with one's values also adds profound depth to life's purpose beyond social connections. For some, this might mean dedicating time to community service, environmental work, or supporting causes that resonate deeply. Purpose found in service can be immensely fulfilling because it ties individual efforts to a larger vision, providing a sense of direction that goes beyond the self and acknowledges one's place in the world. In these acts, the focus is not on seeking personal validation, but on creating a positive impact, even if no one else is aware. This shift in focus can feel liberating as it transforms purpose into an active expression of one's values, rather than something that requires external affirmation. Another dimension of purpose beyond connection is found in personal growth and self-improvement. By focusing on becoming the best version of oneself, individuals can experience a sense of progress and fulfillment that is entirely independent. They may set goals for physical fitness, mental health, skill acquisition, or emotional resilience. As they work toward these goals, they create a purpose-driven life that is not contingent on the presence of others. This journey of self-improvement fosters a quiet confidence and resilience that stays with them, giving them a sense of inner purpose that transcends the need for constant companionship or validation. Exploring purpose in solitude can also help people identify what matters to them most, helping them develop a solid foundation that enriches their relationships. By building a sense of purpose from within, they approach relationships from a place of fullness rather than need. This self-sufficiency allows them to contribute to relationships in a balanced way, free from the pressure of placing all their fulfillment on external connections. It empowers them to be present and authentic in their relationships, enhancing the quality of connection without depending on it for a sense of worth. Ultimately, purpose beyond connection cultivates a profound sense of wholeness that is independent of life's shifting circumstances. It allows individuals to navigate life with resilience, as their purpose becomes a steady anchor, untouched by changes in social circles or life stages. In embracing this form of purpose, people find that they are capable of creating meaning in ways that go beyond relationships. They discover that their lives have value and significance on their own terms, driven by a commitment to grow, serve, and express themselves in ways that are fulfilling and sustainable. This inner-directed purpose doesn't diminish the importance of connection, rather. It complements it, creating a life that is rich, meaningful, and complete. Learning to trust yourself is one of the most empowering skills you can cultivate, yet it is often one of the most challenging. Trusting yourself means having faith in your judgment, instincts, and abilities, even when faced with uncertainty or external pressures. It involves listening to your inner voice and allowing it to guide you, rather than constantly seeking validation or approval from others. This self-trust provides a steady foundation upon which you can build a life that is truly your own, rooted in confidence and clarity, even when external circumstances are unpredictable or difficult. Developing self-trust begins with understanding and acknowledging your values and beliefs. To trust oneself, it's essential to know what matters to you and why. When you're clear on your values, your choices feel more aligned and decisions become easier because they are rooted in what you truly believe, not in what others might expect of you. By consistently choosing actions that reflect your core values, you reinforce a sense of integrity within yourself. This alignment builds a sense of inner respect and reliability that strengthens self-trust, making it easier to stand firm in your decisions even when others disagree or when challenges arise. Learning to trust yourself also involves honoring your own experiences and recognizing your unique perspective. Each person has a lifetime of moments, emotions, and insights that shape how they see the world. These experiences, no matter how ordinary or exceptional, are valuable sources of wisdom. By acknowledging your own journey, you start to view yourself as a trustworthy guide. Self-doubt often creeps in when you discount your own experiences in favor of others' opinions, but by honoring your life's unique path, you allow your instincts to develop naturally. This isn't about ignoring others or dismissing different perspectives, rather, it's about valuing your own knowledge and trusting that your experiences provide a valid foundation from which to make decisions. Mistakes and setbacks can also play an essential role in building self-trust. Often, people fear making mistakes, believing that errors erode their self-confidence. However, learning to trust yourself requires embracing the reality that everyone makes mistakes and that these experiences can be invaluable learning opportunities. By acknowledging mistakes without harsh self-judgment, you build resilience and flexibility, qualities that reinforce self-trust over time. Instead of seeing failure as a reason to doubt yourself, you begin to see it as a part of growth, helping you refine your choices and strengthen your inner compass. Practicing self-compassion is another key to developing self-trust. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a friend. When you are gentle with yourself, even in moments of doubt or difficulty, you create a safe space to explore, make choices, and grow. Self-trust is fragile when it's built on harsh self-criticism or unattainable standards of perfection. By allowing yourself room to make mistakes and to be imperfect, you give yourself permission to trust that you are capable, even when the outcome is uncertain. This self-compassionate approach to self-trust fosters a sense of security that comes from within, providing the courage to take risks and pursue personal goals without fear of failure or judgment. Learning to trust yourself also requires listening to your intuition. Intuition is often dismissed in favor of logic or reason, yet it is a powerful tool that can guide you in moments of uncertainty. Your intuition is your body's way of synthesizing past experiences, knowledge, and emotions to provide insight. By paying attention to this inner voice and learning to interpret it, you can make decisions that feel right on a deeper level, even when logic alone may not provide all the answers. Trusting your intuition means giving yourself the freedom to choose paths that resonate with you, even if they're unconventional or not widely accepted. It is an act of courage that deepens self-trust over time, as you begin to see that your inner guidance often leads you in the right direction. Ultimately, learning to trust yourself creates a foundation for living with authenticity and purpose. It allows you to navigate life's uncertainties with confidence, as you know that you can rely on your inner strength and wisdom. This trust enables you to pursue dreams, take risks, and face challenges with resilience. By continually choosing to honor your values, embrace your experiences, and listen to your intuition, you build a relationship with yourself that is rooted in respect and belief. This inner trust becomes a source of empowerment, helping you lead a life that is genuinely reflective of who you are and what you stand for. In building self-trust, you give yourself the gift of resilience, confidence, and clarity. Each step honoring your values, learning from mistakes, practicing self-compassion, and listening to intuition strengthens your foundation, allowing you to navigate life's complexities with an inner guide that you can rely on. This journey of trusting yourself ultimately leads to a life that feels genuine and fulfilling, driven by a sense of purpose and anchored in a belief in your own capacity to make choices that reflect who you truly are. Embracing self-trust is an act of courage that opens the door to a deeper connection with yourself and empowers you to face the world with unwavering confidence.